This video will show you how you can edit any of the Google Form math assessments if you need to change them to better fit your needs. So I just chose one of the math assessments from the 4th grade folder, and I recommend making a copy of it before you start editing anything. I like to keep a copy of the original and save a copy of the edited version because I always want to have access to it in its original form just in case I ever need it. So I have made a copy of that form here in my Google Drive. Once you have done that, you will be able to change any of the questions. There are a couple of things that I do recommend. I recommend that you keep the student name portion here and that you keep it marked as required, because if you are not requiring email addresses for your student responses, then this is the only way that you are going to be able to know who completed the assessment. I do also recommend that you keep the required toggle on for all questions, which helps prevent students from accidentally skipping a question. Now, what you can do next is you can change any of the text that are in these boxes here. So you just need to click in it, and it will let you change anything. You can also change the question type here. All of the quizzes are set to 10 points. So because of that, there's a little bit of a limitation in the types of questions that we could put in here for you. So you could change it and you could give a constructed response paragraph question if you really wanted to. That just doesn't fit the assessment needs that we chose. So you could change the question type. You can just change the numbers. These images right here, let's say you change this question and it no longer fits this image. Unfortunately, those pieces are not editable, so you would have to delete this. So the way that you would do that is by clicking these 3 dots and choosing remove. You can also choose change, which will allow you to put in an image of your own if you have one that better fits your needs. So here are the answer options. The same thing, you can change any of the answers by just typing it in here where it says option 1, or you can put in an image. So for this, it doesn't give you those 3 dots to change the image. You have to actually choose the X to get rid of it, and then you can choose the add image button right here to put in your own image if you need to change it. So that works for any question. So the images are not editable, but any of the text pieces are editable. This one doesn't have a ton of editable components, but you can always just delete this question entirely if you need to and change the problem. So that is how you edit it. The changes save automatically. You will see right here it says all changes saved in Drive. So there's nothing that you need to do to change them. You want to keep an eye on the points value, because if you are changing the question type to some of these other ones, like checkboxes or grids, then by default it will start to add more points onto the assessment. And if you don't mind having the assessments worth different point values, that's totally fine. But if you do want to keep them all uniform at 10 points, then that is something that you want to pay attention to. So the way that you can change the point value is in the answer key option. So in here, if I changed it, I want to click answer key in the bottom left, and I could change the point value here. This also works for weighted questions. So if you wanted one question to be worth more than another question, you could make this worth 4 points, 2 points, whatever you want. And you can choose the right answer in here. So now I have chose 2 of them as the correct answer, and I can make that worth 2 points. Or I can do it worth 4 points, and those would each be worth 2. So there is a lot of flexibility in how you can use these assessments to fit your needs. So feel free to edit them and change them up if there is something else that you need.